Jujutsu Kaisen is actually insane. Whenever I say that, every single guy in a 10 km radius says, I know right? The fights bro, the fights are so good. Gojo is the fucking goat. He is the fucking goat. And to that, I agree. The fights are really fucking good. But Mr. I'm one step away from being a Dragon Ball fan. My enjoyment goes far deeper than that. And I wanted to use this video to just gush about the things I love about this show. Kicking it off with how the characters act. Every single character from Jujutsu Kaisen is entertaining to watch. From Gojo to Miwa. Yes, Miwa, the girl who's one of the 16,000 fangirls of Gojo. Because she's not just that. Miwa has two younger brothers and is currently the sole earner of a family. She uses a sword which Maki yoinked and broke it during the fight against Hanami. As for the curse technique, she uses the Shadow Style Simple Domain, which was a complete game changer in the recent episodes. And I know all of this about her, even though she had only like 4 scenes during the entirety of Jujutsu Kaisen anime. The characters of JJK actually feel real because they have a personality. They act dumb and stupid in one scene, but in the next one, they have a conversation like a normal, genuine human being. They smile and cope when in reality they are having a really fucking hard time. They can be kind and have a big heart, but at the same time they could snap and be ruthless. Every single character of JJK has layers, even though they do not always show it like most anime, where their one quirk is their whole personality. Let's take Demon Slayer for example. This boy Tanjiro's whole personality is being kind. The part where I actually lost my brain cells is during the Entertainment District arc, where he beheads the brother-sister duo, and when the demons are cursing and blaming each other that it's their fault that they are dying, Tanjiro comes in and gives this whole moral lecture on why these guys shouldn't fight, saying things like, You guys are siblings, be there for each other during your final moments. Or how he sees himself in them if things went wrong, and I'm like, dude, you killed them. Why are you giving this whole moral lecture? I mean, I get it, why he said that, but I'm like, bruh, this guy is too much of a good boy, and that kind of gets annoying for me. But on the contrary, this kind of situation also happened in JJK, and it was handled so much better here compared to Demon Slayer. In season 1, we find out the death paintings are not curses, but humans who were wronged by a sorcerer, and these brothers really care for each other. And when Yuji found that out, he did not give the whole spiel about how he's the good guy and what the death paintings are doing is fucked up, or he did not give the whole moral lecture about what is right, what is wrong, or about the brotherhood, but rather when he was about to kill them, he said one word, sorry, and remembered their final words. Like when the show makes the characters say, we are the good guys, we are the heroes, it kind of devalues the whole ambiguity, and the actions of those characters become predictable. As a result, the show as a whole becomes less interesting. But JJK does not have this hero complex. I mean, yes, these guys do good things, but at the end of the day, these guys are sorcerers, not heroes. The prime example of this is Satoru Gojo. He's a goofy guy who plays around and does not give a fuck whatsoever, yet still he's the strongest who carries immense amount of weight on his shoulders. He acts like a little kid and it feels as if he's the happiest man in the world, but his heart is full of sorrow. And he does care for humans and wants to protect them from curses, but at the same time he's willing to be cold and ruthless when he needs to be. And this type of complexity is for almost every single character in Jujutsu Kaisen. Everyone has their own morals they act upon, from Nanami who cares a lot about people, to Meme who absolutely does not give a shit about anyone. She's just here to get that bag. And when you take these complex or simple motives and add a bit of sass to them, you get so many interesting characters. Okay, once again, I'm gonna go back to Gojo for this, because as I said, he's the prime example for this. In every single anime, when you encounter the strongest guy of that verse who is on the side of the protagonist, he or she is always this humble, down-to-earth and responsible character. But realistically, you probably are an egotistical, disrespectful man-child. Like Gojo is a serious and calculated dude when he needs to be, but at the same time, he really is a menace to everyone. I mean, he pulls up to the higher-ups and threatens to kill everyone. That's some gang shit right there, and probably the most realistic shit that can happen. I mean, if you are the strongest, you are not going to be some goody two-shoe boy who listens to every single thing that some old dude tells you. You have the power, so you can do whatever the fuck you want, and also make others do the same thing. Second are the antagonists. I will agree, season 1 was in this limbo state where we really did not know who was the main threat. I mean, Mahito was there and he was pretty creepy, but he never felt like a threat. Every single time we saw him do something messed up, he got his shit beat out of him immediately. The dude was like a cockroach who just wouldn't die. On the other hand, we had Sukuna, who just did not give give a fuck about anything. He was Netflix and chilling and watching the show through Yuji's eyes. And even though technically Geto was right there, but he was just lurking. But all of that changed when the menace himself, Toji Fushiguro, showed up. This man was terrifying and lovable at the same time. And I'm not saying that because he has the same voice actor as Dio. Like this guy right here talked mad shit, and what's worse is he backed that shit up. I mean, you know, this guy is him when he got a contract to kill a little girl who's under the protection of the strongest. And after finding that out, he said, yeah, I can fix him. And he did while eating a fucking takoyaki. I mean, his job was just to kill this little girl, but the way he went about that was not just the hit and run tactic where he jumps in, kills the girl and gets out. But this dude pulled up with the mindset of, yeah, I'm fucking all of you up. Firstly, he tires out Gojo by constantly sending fodder towards him, so he has to use his technique constantly and deplete his energy. And just when they think they are safe, he pulls up and throws hands. When I saw this, for a second I thought, fuck, Gojo is dead. Mind you, this still happened to me even though this is a flashback and I'm caught up with the manga. Next, he pulls up during one of the most emotional scenes and stops the ending song by blowing this kid's brain out, and then proceeds to Sun Geto and sends him spiraling down a path of depression where he becomes the next big threat. And all of this was just the start to something big. What I really love about JJK is that the villains always get a W when it actually matters. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, Gojo did kill Toji by blasting him with hollow purple, but when it actually mattered, Gojo fucking lost. He let the girl die who he was supposed to protect, and when his best friend needed him the most, he was not there, which culminated into JJK 0 and the current state. And I love that. Not just hero taking L's, but villains taking clean W. There is no power of friendship bullshit or an unexpected interference, but a clean, calculated plan which got them the W. And every single arc from Shibuya incident is going to get bigger, better and brutal, where every single one of these characters are going to get fucked mentally or physically. Last but not the least is the overall direction. And yes, you shonen turds, the fight scenes are fucking goated. Obviously, I mean, come on, I don't have to spell that shit out. But I'm talking about this shit. I could have easily said that the animation is so good and close the video out, but it's not just the animation, but also the art style, lighting, sound design, music, voice acting, and every single intricate detail which was handled with so much passion, and the result of that is the reason why this is so good. And I personally think the pinnacle of that is episode 5, Premature Death. Director Shota, yeah, I'm not gonna attempt that and butcher the goat's name. He is fucking amazing. To be completely honest, when I initially heard Sango Park, the season 1 director, had left JJK and someone new with no prior director's history was going to take over, I was worried for a bit because I had never heard of this guy. That is until I watched episode 21 of Ranking of Kings. Yup, those of you who have watched Ranking of Kings, it is that very episode when your jaw was dropped on the floor, and the director of that episode is none other than Shoto. This man is not only the overall director but episode director, key animator and storyboard writer of JJK Season 2. Him and his entire crew has done an extraordinary job to elevate the source material, which was amazing to begin with, to a goddamn masterpiece. I just cannot take episode 5 out of my head. From color palettes which flip from Gojo's perspective from episode 1 to Geto's perspective at episode 5, or the sound design where the background noise of train, shower and rain turn to the sound of clapping, which shows the mental state of Geto. But the thing which blew me away was the art style. On surface, this looks simple, which is on purpose to have this fluid character animation, but when it needs to be, it captures every single emotion the character is feeling. There are so many things I can talk about, from the camera angles of episode 1 that gives this haunted house vibe, which is anime original by the way, or the way they portrayed time passing during Geto vs Toji. The fight started when the bridge broke and ended before it crashed down. That means the entire fight was happening when they were free falling. Like that is so fucking cool. I mean, the show is doing something right when you are looking forward to go on Twitter to see the little things you missed out during the episode, or watch the animation breakdown on YouTube by different people. Even if Mappa is speedrunning to be the biggest anime villains. I can just go on and on about JJK, but I will save that for later because Shibuya has just started now that the prison realm has closed up, and I assure you anime watchers, you are not ready.